my gosh, guys. I was about to lose it because my application was not opening. I had to delete it and then re-download it. And then I was about to lose it again because I was like, oh my gosh, did it even save my load? But then did it even load my save? Did it save my save, actually? But it did. So anyway, welcome back. I guess as part of being a gamer girl is you have to deal with technical difficulties. Yeah. Also, I found out that Myosotis is a forget-me-not, the flower. So that's what this flower is forget-me-not. Which now I'm even more curious, because obviously I am haunting this man, right? MC's haunting this man. But I think it's mentioned in the synopsis that there's also something else haunting him, so I wonder if that's also part of the forget-me-not. Analogy? Metaphor? Theme? Motif? I don't know. Anyway. Welcome back. This is part 2. And here we go. You trail him across campus, past the quiet streets, past people who can't see you. It doesn't matter. He can. When he finally reaches his dorm, he doesn't hesitate. He pushes the door open, steps inside, and lets it slam shut behind him. You step right through it, slipping inside as if the walls mean nothing. Ethan moves like a man trying to stay in control. Slow, deliberate. He doesn't look at you. He just shrugs off his coat, throws it into the chair by his desk, and rubs a hand over his face, like he can wipe away the weight pressing down on him. I mean, you did just kill me, and then you saw me as an apparition, I believe, and then you just walked home and ignored me as I'm literally haunting you. So, I guess you do have a weight pressing down on you. But you can't just wipe it away. He doesn't deserve a moment of peace. And how, bro? Absolutely. You step forward and swipe at the nearest thing you can reach. A notebook, a pen, anything. It barely moves. Just a weak shuffle across the desk. I like this music. It's funky. Hold on, I'm gonna apply lip oil. I wonder if my mic even picks up all that sound it makes. A little ASMR for you if you could hear it. I meant to do that a while ago, but I forgot. You grit your teeth. Focus harder. Shove at anything else. A small plastic container tips over. A few coins scatter onto the surface. A few coins scattering onto the surface. The effort drains you immediately. A sudden sharp pull of energy from somewhere deep inside. You feel it in your fingertips, in the static hum of your body. Ethan stops. Not a big reaction. Not even much of one at all. You needed to do something more. You grit your teeth and do it again. Another pen. A book shifting slightly on the desk. A water bottle knocked onto its side, rolling across the wood. You feel each action deep in your core, like pulling an invisible string, like stretching across that doesn't, like stretching something that doesn't want to bend. Okay, I completely misread that. You know you've reached your limit tonight, but nonetheless your eyes flicker up to Ethan's form, watching his reaction. Just like before, he ignores it. Nothing new. Strange. He doesn't even seem surprised that you can move objects. You know what? That's true. I didn't even think about that. He's literally like trying so hard not to react, but almost like he expected it. He steps past the desk and sits on the bed, staring blankly at the wall, at nothing. At anything but you. His posture stays stiff, too rigid, too controlled, but he doesn't speak. He won't. The worst part? You can't even touch him. You can't shake him. You can't make him feel the way he made you feel. No matter how much anger burns through you, he still has the power to ignore you. Do I become like a malevolent spirit? Ethan doesn't last long before exhaustion catches up to him. Unlike you, he still needs his rest. And I will never rest because you shoved my body in a cabinet and left it there. It also killed me. But he doesn't rest peacefully. Good. At first, he's still, too still. His breathing is even, controlled, but it doesn't last. After a while, he starts to shift. He tosses once, then again, his body twisting beneath the sheets, his face pinches, tense. He's having a nightmare. You step closer, arms crossed, gaze locked on him. What could he possibly have nightmares about? Maybe he's a serial killer. Maybe he has nightmares about all the people he's killed. He killed you. He's been ignoring you. He's been every second since your death pretending nothing is wrong, that his hands aren't soaked in guilt. So why does he look like this now? A part of you is hoping, praying it's about you, that the weight of your death is finally weighing on him. His brows pull together, breath sharp, murmuring something under his breath. The words are too soft, too jumbled to make out, but his hands twitch like he's reaching for something. His head shakes slightly against the pillow. His jaw tightening before he turns onto his side, his body curling inward like he's trying to make himself small. His breathing isn't steady anymore. It's quick, shallow, unsteady. Then a choked, barely there sound, almost like a gasp. His hands grip the blanket, knuckles white. He mutters something again, but it's a little clearer this time. A single word. A name, maybe. Reoccurring nightmare. Whatever is eating at him has had its grip for a long time. This is the cost of self-control. A fever of the heart. A slow knife. The slow knife. No, not a name. Just a whisper of something raw. Something afraid. No. Your stomach twists. Why? It's not about you. Whatever he's seeing, whatever his mind is playing for him over and over again, it's not you. It's something else. Something older. Something deeper. And you have no idea what it is. He shifts again. Breath catching, shoulders rising and falling too fast. You take another step forward, staring down at him. You should feel satisfied. He deserves this. He deserves worse. But you wonder what he's actually afraid of, and why it isn't you. Damn. For the first time in your relationship, you're the jealous one. Maybe I'm the freak. No, wait. He literally killed you. Never mind. The next morning, Ethan gets up without a word. No reaction to the night before, no sign that he remembers the way he thrashed in his sleep, muttering things he'll never say out loud. He just goes through the motions, like nothing has changed. He doesn't talk, he doesn't text, he doesn't call anyone, he just exists. Automation. The robot moves, its program on autopilot, and Ethan is so small within himself that even the robot no longer registers his presence. You follow him as he moves to the bathroom, only giving him grace to shower and returning as he is busy brushing his teeth. He doesn't look at the mirror, not directly. His gaze stays low, locked on the sink, avoiding his own reflection. Iron lung, but wrapped within this steel titan, Ethan screams in terror, like a man buried alive. He changes clothes, grabs his bag, heads to campus. You're right there, step for step, watching everything. Watching him sit through lectures, take notes with a blank face, nod along as professors drone on. Watching him go through an entire day pretending he's just another student, like nothing is hanging over him. Like he isn't walking around with blood on his hands. Days like these continue on for a while, his routine almost identical to the one he had before he murdered you, except Ethan isn't going to work. He's been skipping for the past few days. You notice it first when the time rolls around, when he should be heading to the morgue, when he should be settling in for another long shift under those awful flickering lights. But he doesn't. He doesn't even check his phone for messages. He would just idle around campus for a while before returning to his dorm and preparing for the next day. This day was the same. He just remained where he was, sitting on a bench outside one of the buildings, rubbing slow circles into his temples. You take the opportunity to speak, sitting beside him on the bench. The choices you make will influence later events. I would chide him. I've been watching you for days. I would definitely poke at you. Wow, skipping work now? That's unlike you. Ethan stiffened slightly. Haha, I knew you heard me. Really, Ethan? I thought you were the hard-working type. What's wrong? Don't feel like hanging around dead bodies anymore? Oh, that's funny. You see his hands clench. What are you gonna do? Kill me twice? I'm so unserious. You're gonna get fired, you know. And after all that effort you were putting into being the perfect little employee, too. You grin, leaning in, voice dropping lower. You could at least pretend you care. Then, finally, a shift in his gaze. Your words were not enough to break, but enough to crack. Stop. It's just one word, but it's the first thing he said to you since the morgue. His voice is rough, pulled tight, not angry, not defensive, just exhausted. That means you're getting to him. You tilt your head, watching him. It would be easy to gloat, to remind him that you don't need anything from him. He's the one who took everything from you. But instead, the question sits in the air between you, heavy, waiting for an answer. Oh, more options! Okay, didn't you love me? Why did you kill me? What's going on? Scoff at him. I would probably scoff at him. At this point, I don't need answers. I have eternity. I don't need answers right now. So I would scoff. I should be saving these. I'm gonna save this. I forget. So I can come back later. I would scoff. You cross your arms, shifting your weight. He wants an answer? He doesn't deserve one. You scoff, shaking your head. Let him sit in his guilt. Let him drown in it. You don't owe him anything. An answer? He didn't even ask me a question. He told me to stop. He exhales slowly, tilting his head back against the bench, eyes closed for half a second, before he laughs. It's sharp, like something breaking, like something slipping through the cracks. He drags in a breath to calm himself. Stifling? Stifling? Oh, stifling his chuckles. I kept reading knuckles, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Stifling his chuckles, his head turns slightly, eyes flickering behind him. You turn your head slowly, following his gaze, expecting to see something. Someone. But there's nothing there. It's just you and him. The basilisk turns in its sleep. A jolt. A phantasm. You feel faint for a mere moment. For some reason, when it passes, your mind fixates on when you first met Ethan and the strange marks he had on his hands. And yet, he looks so sure. Like he knows he's not alone. Like something else is there, lurking just out of sight. Your stomach twists. Do I even have a stomach to twist? Before you can say anything and demand what the hell he's looking at, Ethan shakes his head and mutters something under his breath, too soft to hear. Then he stands up, shoving his hands into his pockets, and walks away. Like always, you follow him. The streets blur together. It's routine now, the same slow, silent walk. The same way he pretends you don't exist. The same way your presence coils around him like a second shadow. You take every chance to rattle him just because you can. He flinches and stiffens, but never speaks. But tonight, something is off. Ethan isn't just reacting to you anymore. He keeps checking over his shoulder, despite you walking beside him. His pace is quick, not quite rushed, but close. His fingers twitch at his sides, his lips pressing into a thin line as he mutters something under his breath again. You can't catch all of it, just a few words, quiet and shaky, repeated like a mantra. Not yet. Not now. Not ever. Ay, that actually kind of scared me. Ethan reaches his dorm, skipping inside without hesitation, without pause. He barely even bothers turning on the light, like he's moving on autopilot. The second the door swings shut behind him, he exhales, a slow, heavy breath, like he's been holding it in the entire walk home. He kicks off his shoes, not even bothering to line them up like he usually does. His jacket slides from his shoulders, crumpling into a heap on the chair. Then, without so much as a second glance, he climbs into bed. That's it. No brushing his teeth, no checking his phone, nothing. Just immediate escape, burying himself into the sheets as if sleep would fix anything. Escape. From an iron coffin to the nightly thralls. You scoff under your breath. Coward. You step closer, watching the way his shoulders rise and fall with each breath, the tension still clinging to his body, even as exhaustion takes over. The inferno, like hands that won't let go. Even now, he doesn't look peaceful. His brow twitches, his fingers curl around the edge of the blanket, gripping it like it's the only thing anchoring him. Something about this feels wrong. Not in the way it should, not in the way you want it to. Then, you notice it. At first you think it's a trick of the light, the shadows stretched at the edge of the room, flickering slightly with the dim glow of the city outside. But as your eyes adjust and focus, you see it clearly. Oh, this is the other person. No, I think so. I don't know. No, is that not him? A figure, standing at the foot of his bed. Is that not the guy that... Okay. Ophelia. Pressure on the chest. Muted. Lungs full of water. Not the shadow of a tall lamp or hung clothes. A being just like you. A being that is staring at Ethan with an expression you can't discern in the darkness. But it's there nonetheless. The figure at the end of Ethan's bed doesn't move. As your eyes adjust in the darkness, you finally read his expression. Without yearning. It wants nothing. Not anymore. Desire, to a phantom trapped in limbo, is the beating heart roaming a dead world. There's no anger in his stance or hatred in how he looks at Ethan. Just recognition. So that's not Ethan. Who is that? An eternity in limbo. You'd eventually give in to that same surrender, and you are not... okay. You'd eventually give in to that same surrender had you not found another spirit to speak with. A frown. Taking a step closer. He's young. Oh, you frown. My bad. Taking a step closer. He's young. Around your age. A college student, maybe. His clothes are nothing special. His posture slightly withdrawn. This is a little loud. There's something unsettlingly familiar about him. But the thoughts pass as quickly as it comes. Maybe he's one of your friends. You don't focus on it. There are more important things to figure out. Who are you? Oh my gosh, he's so cute! The figure startles, jerking upright. His eyes go wide and his body tenses instantly as he looks straight at you. He wasn't expecting you to see him. Not at all. He's shocked. More than that, he's confused. His mouth opens slightly, but nothing comes out at first. He blinks once, twice, then finally manages to force out some words. You can see me? Okay, so you can say obviously or restate your question. How many save boxes do I... Oh, I think a lot. We're gonna put that one here. Even though I don't know if I'll need that, but... I would say obviously. Who are you? I obviously can see you, dog. You give him a look, crossing your arms. What kind of question is that? Of course you can see him. You wouldn't have said anything if you couldn't. Obviously. The figure hesitates, still thrown off, still staring at you like you're something that shouldn't exist. But after a second, his lips press together, his shoulders sinking slightly, like he's trying to figure out what to do next. You're... You narrow your eyes, studying him. He still hasn't answered you. Who are you? You don't waste time. No jokes, nor sarcasm. You want answers. You spent too much time following Ethan around, yelling into silence, demanding things from a man who refuses to speak. You're not going to wait around for this guy to do the same. And how? The figure blinks, clearly still caught off guard. But something about the way you speak seems to unsettle him more. Like the question is heavier than you meant it to be. Not even thinking. His gaze flickers to Ethan for a half a second before returning to you. He hesitates. I don't know. You take a step forward, eyes narrowing. All right. Then what do you remember? He exhales, his posture relaxing just a little. He doesn't answer right away, but after a pause, he takes a small step forward. His eyes meet yours, and for the first time, he really looks at you. Not in shock, not in confusion, but in recognition. I remember him. His gaze shifts back to Ethan, still tangled in his sheets, breath slow and even one moment, panicked threat. Oh, what the? Okay, his gaze shifts back to Ethan, still tangled in his sheets, breath slow and even one moment, panicked the next. I just read that really weird. Then his attention turns back to you. I remember you. Your chest tightens, a strange weight settling there, one you weren't expecting. You don't know why, but something about the way he says it makes your mind start to race. Huh? I'm certain of it. The way his voice carries your name is soft and melodic. A tenderness he hasn't had even when talking about Ethan. I remember you. You blink for a second, a bit of a blush creeping on your cheeks. I'm sorry, I don't remember you. The ghost offers you a half laugh. It's okay. You have to refocus. Why are you following him? You tilt your head toward the bed, toward Ethan, still tangled in his sheets. Ethan. His shoulders tense, his hands curl into his sleeves, his breath pauses for a second. His gaze drops to the briefest moment, like he's thinking, like he's struggling with something. And then he looks at Ethan again, really looks at him. It's not the way you do, not with anger or hate or the overwhelming need for answers. It's something else, something troubled. Damn, why are you so close? His eyes flicker back to you. The hesitation is still there, but there's something behind it now. Calculation, sadness, uncertainty. He killed me, as you could probably guess. What? Oh, he did kill someone else. Dog, why? His gaze flickers to you, then to Ethan. If they're not, okay, assuming they're the same person, like I thought before, is this like his younger self that he like killed metaphorically? Or did he actually kill another person? But I wasn't expecting this. The words escaped his mouth as genuine, and for some reason, that makes you tense. He hesitates, his head tilting slightly, studying you with something too close to concern, like he's processing the fact that you're here, standing in front of him, when you shouldn't be. 2. You're here, with him, in this quiet hell. Like it actually bothers him. You're dead too. You go rigid. You hate the way he says it, the way his voice softens, like it hurts him to know. Ethan hasn't looked at you like that, not once, but this guy, he does, and for some reason, that's worse. You swallow down the feeling, arms crossed as you force yourself to sound casual, shrugging like it's nothing. Yeah. Recently, actually. Murdered by this douche. The ghost guy stares at you. Something unreadable behind his eyes. Something tighter than before. Like that answer didn't just confirm something for him. Like it broke something, too. Your brows furrow. That surprises you? His lips press together briefly before he exhales, shaking his head slightly. No, I'm sorry. He lifts his gaze again, studying you, his expression shifting. I was reading that as stifling, and I was confused. His eyes flicker over your face, taking in your clenched fists, your squared shoulders, and your barely restrained anger. You're still angry. You scoff, shaking your head, something bitter curling at the edges of your voice. If you're still around, you must be too. He pauses. His face softens, just slightly. Then he exhales, his gaze flickering down for a moment before he shakes his head. I was. Not anymore. The answer makes something in your chest twist. How could he not be? How could he just let it go? After everything. You stare at him. Something tight, uneasy, restless crawling up your spine. You don't know if you admire it or hate it. You deserve to be. Well, I am. I would say, well, I am, honestly. I'm not gonna dictate how you want to feel. Oh, there's an automatic save. Wait, automatic saves? What is this, actually? This is where I am, yes? Okay, we're just gonna put that there. Anyway, well, I am. Your voice comes out harder than you expected. Sharper. It cuts through the space between you like a blade. Raw and bitter. Because if he's done being angry, then fine. Good for him. But you're not. You're still here. Still burned by the weight of everything that happened. Still furious in a way that doesn't fade. He watches you for a moment, his expression unreadable. Then, slowly, his lips curl into a soft, knowing smile. I'll help you however I can. You just met me. Well, I just met you. But you want to help me do what? Get rid of my anger? Despite his unfamiliarity to you, any help is appreciated. Thank you. You extend your hand, inviting him to shake it. I don't know, that sounds risky. Nice to meet you, Doe. Like John Doe. But I don't like the idea of being called John. You better pray your real name isn't John. He shakes his head vehemently, clearly disliking the thought. Absolutely not. If I find out it is, I'm gonna possess some government guy and get it changed. That's so funny. Your eyes widen. You could do that? I wish. Oh man. You really hoped you could have done that. Damn, you got my hopes up. Anyways, nice to meet you, Doe. Doe offers you a polite smile as you turn away from him to scan Ethan's room. You walk up to the desk and the closet, searching for clues, for anything. But there's nothing. No hidden notes, no secret letters, no scribbled confessions of guilt. Nothing that says, I murdered you, or I stole a life that wasn't mine. It's just the same ordinary mess of a college student. It pisses you off. Doe stands near the door, arms crossed, watching as you tear through the room. He doesn't say anything. Not yet. He just observes, his eyes tracking your every movement as you throw open yet another drawer, rifling through its contents with growing impatience. This doesn't make sense. Excuse me. You push aside a stack of neatly folded shirts, running your fingers along the bottom of the drawer, feeling for anything out of place. A loose board, a hidden compartment, anything. But there's nothing. Just fabric and dust and wasted time. What are you expecting to find? His voice is steady and measured. Not doubtful, not dismissive, just curious. And something about that makes your irritation flare even hotter. Something. Anything. He killed me. He covered it up. There has to be proof of it somewhere. You slam the drawer shut and move on to the next. You don't care that it makes a loud, sharp sound against the room's quiet. You don't care that your hands are shaking slightly as you reach for the next thing, yanking a textbook off the shelf, flipping through the pages like you'll find some horrible, guilty secret scrawled in the margins. But of course, there's nothing. Doe takes a step closer, tilting his head slightly as he watches you, his expression unreadable. Would he be that careless? You freeze, fingers tightening around the book. You don't like the question. Because the answer is no, he wouldn't. Ethan has always been careful and controlled. He doesn't leave things to chance. He doesn't leave evidence behind like some idiot in a bad movie. But that infuriates you, because that means he's going to get away with it. Your breath comes out in a slow, shaky exhale as you shove the book back onto the shelf. There has to be something. He can't just... You shake your head, your voice harsh with frustration. People like him always slip up. Always. Do is quiet for a moment, studying you. Then he moves toward the desk, reaching down to pick up a few scattered papers, flipping through them with practiced ease. Some sort of bookworm. There's something critical about the way he scans the pages, eyes darting through the words diagonally, his fingers separating the stack like bookmarks. Have you noticed anything off? Anything different? You scoff, rubbing a hand down your face before dropping it to your side. Besides the fact that he's a lying piece of shit? A small breath of amusement escapes Stowe's nose, but it's brief, gone in an instant as he sets the papers down and turns his attention entirely to you. Besides that, you think about it. Remember how he's been avoiding work, avoiding the cemetery? How he has been looking over his shoulder and muttering under his breath when he thinks no one's listening? You know it's not because of you. 3. A whisper in his ear, a shadow over his face, and a knife at his back. So there's another one? Another something haunting him? I mean, I'd say this guy is haunting him, but obviously with no malintent. He's just watching. There must be something else. You cross your arms, exhaling sharply. He's scared. Doe raises a brow. Of you? You open your mouth, ready to say yes, ready to confirm that your haunting is ruining Ethan's life. But you stop, because the truth is, he's just not afraid of you. If he were, he'd be reacting differently. You've been pushing, taunting, doing things to make him snap, but he just shuts down, ignores you, and pretends you don't exist. Whatever else is haunting him, that's what's making him crack. That's why he keeps looking over his shoulder. No, I wish. But he's scared of something else. Doe doesn't react at first. He just watches you, quiet and thoughtful. Then slowly, he nods. Maybe he's scared of me. You turn to rebut him. Scared of Doe? Yes, that innocent smile, those twinkling eyes, and that fluffy hair truly is a thing of nightmares for any self-respecting macho man. But when you meet his gaze, it makes sense. The basilisk opens its eyes, nails digging into his palms, watery eyes pleading for help, for mercy. A vision of Ethan's hands wrap around Doe's throat pierces its way into your mind. Images flash, sounds blare, some kind of sixth sense, like a basilisk thrashing in its wake, washes over your being and sobers your... What does that say? Gaiety? I've never seen that word before. Back into grief and horror. When the phantasm passes, all you remember is a fleeting memory of when you first met Ethan and the strange marks on his hands. Did I meet him right after he choked this guy out? Also, why does he favor choking? That is so sadistic. All those times Ethan was looking over his shoulder, muttering things, chances are that was because of Doe. Yeah, because you were following him around too, right? Witness, does that mean Doe's seen you yell at Ethan this whole time? Whoops. So he's probably scared of you. You smile, putting the pieces together. I feel like that's not it. Missing jigsaw. So what about Doe scares Ethan more than you? What about Doe's death scares him, sends him into night terrors that yours doesn't? That makes sense. Your short-term vicious mindset. No, your short-term victorious mindset dissipates as you remember you still have no solid leans on anything. Damn. So we got one thing figured out, but no dice otherwise. Maybe we could visit the campus. Your eyes light up. Great idea. Good thinking, Doe. Doe's cheeks tint pink, and he looks away. I mean, I just said the obvious thing. As you realize he's right, you laugh a bit. Maybe it's just stupid then. Maybe I'm just stupid then. No. I didn't mean to imply that. You shrug it off as he attempts to backtrack, patting him on the shoulder. Don't worry. I know I'm just playing around. Doe deflates in relief, turning to the door. When will we go? What do you mean? Like, investigate the campus. Now, obviously. You pull him through the door before he can protest, heading down the stairs and out of the building. Yes, I am now dragging you around with me. You said you'd help me, and you finna help. The campus is quiet. The usual student crowds, replaced by empty hallways and darkened windows. It's strange seeing it like this, hollow and lifeless, as if the entire place has been abandoned just for you. Doe walks beside you, hands shoved into his pockets. He glances around, eyes tracing the tall buildings. Finally, he sighs, giving you a sideways look. So, not to question your process or anything, but the college is closed. Nobody's here. You smirk, shrugging. That's the point. Doe raises a brow, lips twitching upwards. Oh, right. Because breaking into places is totally normal ghost behavior. Hey, if it works, it works. Besides, I used to sneak in here all the time with one of my friends. What? Well, more like stay super late, fall asleep, and then sneak out. But same thing. Doe looks shocked. There's no way you did that. What if you got caught? I wouldn't have. My friend had a lot of experience in sneaking in and out of places. They were one sneaky kid growing up, too. You've had a bad influence in your life since childhood? No. I think I'm giving them too much. I think I'm giving them some bad PR. Let me tell you about them, okay? Sighing, Doe gives you an accepting smile, gesturing you to speak. Their name is Avery, and we grew up together. They didn't get along with their parents, so they often hung out at my house. Probably more often than they were at their own. Mom really liked having Avery over, and my dad liked how protective they were of me. When I got picked on in middle school, Avery punched one of the bullies. That got us both lunch attention. After a while, we became pretty inseparable. You pause, thinking of Avery for the first time in a while. I can't believe I haven't thought about them much since I died. I kind of feel like a trash friend now. You're not. You just died, so it's understandable. Damn, why you get so defensive about any hint of self-depreciation? I bet Avery is wondering where you are. They seem like a good friend. Sorry for accusing them of being an evil, sneaky guy. Asheville precinct. Dark circles under the eyes. A cocktail of fatigue and agitation that caffeine only aggravates. The man in blue speaks of runaways and probabilities. Most disappearances turn cold after 48 hours. Avery's friend has been missing for 62. Oh, Avery's really looking for me. I appreciate that, dog. I'm dead and shoved in a closet. In the morgue! No less. You laugh as Doe stumbles over his words. No, you were... What? Oh, no, you were on the dot. They are an evil, sneaky guy. Come on, let's get back to searching. Doe chuckles, shaking his head as he follows you toward the main building. The doors are locked, but it doesn't matter. You walk straight through, the air chilling as you pass through solid glass and wood like it's nothing. Doe hesitates at the threshold before stepping forward, his form passing through just as easily. Doe has clearly not been going anywhere, because why are you so afraid of passing through walls and doors? He exhales, rubbing the back of his neck. Yeah, that's never not gonna feel weird. You glance at him, raising an eyebrow. Still new to the whole being dead thing? Oh, I have to take a nap now. Okay, let me just try and get past this part. I wouldn't say I'm new at it, just it still catches me off guard sometimes. Ghost privileges? You start looking around. Doe joins you, flipping through the pages of a scattered student newspaper somewhere left behind. You pass by classroom doors, peeking inside, but nothing seems out of place. Until something does. You stop at one of the bulletin boards, your gaze landing on the neatly pinned article. The headline jumps out first, but because of what it says, not because of what it says, but because of the name beneath it. You didn't even read the article before you speak. Oh, would you look at that? Doe turns to you, confused. Before following your gaze, his eyes widen slightly as he sees the name at the bottom of the page. Credited to Ethan Calloway. Your smirk grows on as you gesture toward it. Guess our boy's a little overachiever, huh? Doe steps closer, scanning the page. His expression is unreadable, his brows furrowing as he studies the words carefully. The article is about something big. Ethan seems to have discovered more about Asheville than what was taught in school. You watch him for a moment, then tilt your head. What you thinking about, Ghost Boy? Doe doesn't respond right away. His fingers twitch slightly before he finally exhales, his voice thoughtful. I don't know, I think I've read this before. You stare at him. His eyes are still locked onto the page, finally. He swallows, his voice quieter when he speaks again. I think I went here. You blink again, your smirk dropping slightly as you process that. What, this college? He nods slowly, dragging his fingers over the paper as if touching it will bring something back to him. Paraphantasm. Doe's eyes glaze over for a mere moment. For some reason, you just know Doe had one of those same Sixth Sense episodes you've been having. Yeah, I think I did. You cross your arms, raising an eyebrow. You think? He steps back, running a hand through his hair, his fingers gripping the strands like he's trying to keep himself grounded. My major was journalism, just like his. The words come out confident. They weren't even a thought before, and now that they're here, they feel right. He blinks, his eyes flicking up to meet yours, surprised at himself. A clicking sound. The first piece of his sense of self returns to moment returns to its original position as you are here to witness it. You tilt your head, watching him closely. This is the first time he's remembering something real. I am real. Days upon days of isolation have crystallized within Do. Here, in this moment, your presence and recognition melts it all away in an instant. You shift your weight, crossing your arms as you eye him. You sure about that? Do lets out a slow breath, nodding again. Yeah, I am. The last of the bulletin boards offer nothing. The classrooms are empty, even the library, a place you deem perfect to hide evidence, has nothing to offer. There are no answers here. You sigh, shoving your hands into your pockets as you step back. Well, that was a waste of time. Do huffs a small laugh, tilting his head as he looks at you. Not a total waste. I remembered something, didn't I? You glance at him. His expression is lighter than before, a small smile playing at the edges of his lips. There's something almost hopeful in it, like remembering something, even something as small as a college major, means something. Out of a nameless abyss. After weeks of aimlessness, a faceless ghost finally finds something to hold on to, something to ground him in material reality. The world regains its color. You roll your eyes, but don't argue. Yeah, good for you, ghost boy. At least one of you had answers. Do laughs again, softer this time, shaking his head as he follows you toward the entrance. You step into the street, your feet making no sound on the pavement. The air is crisp and cool. The street lights flickering softly at night. Of course, something feels off. Again. You slow your steps, waiting for it. The familiar pull, the invisible leaves dragging you back whenever you strayed too far from Ethan. It's been there since you woke up like this, tethering you to him, keeping you close. But now, it's gone. You stop completely, frowning. Take another step forward, testing it. Nothing pulls you back. You go farther, past the sidewalk, past the edge of where you know you've been able to go. Still nothing. No resistance. No unseen force yanking you back toward the dorms. Wait, what the hell? Do stops beside you, his brows furrowing as he looks at you, confused. What? You motion around, stepping even further just to prove your point. I'm not stuck. I can go wherever I want. That's not how it worked before. Do's expression shifts. Something thoughtful creeping in. He tilts his head, watching you take a few more steps, still unrestrained by whatever force tying you to Ethan before. Gravity. A ghost of fire and a ghost of ice, both wrapped in the chains of grief and tied to the past. You mean you were stuck before? Like, you couldn't leave? Yeah. Every time I wandered too far, I'd be pulled back like I was tied to him. You scowl at the thought, crossing your arms. You hate the idea that you were ever stuck with him, that even in death, he had some kind of hold on you. But now, it's different. You can move freely. That's weird. I never had that issue. I could always come and go. Weird. I was always stuck. You meet Do's gaze, searching for an answer in his expression. Why isn't that happening now? Do looks down, rubbing the back of his neck. He doesn't answer right away, his brows knit together, deep in thought, like he's piecing something together. You wait, watching him as his fingers twitch against his sleeve, as his lips press into a thin line. Then after a long pause, he exhales slowly, his voice quieter when he finally speaks. Maybe it's because we're together? You blink at him. What? He looks up again, meeting your gaze, his expression unreadable. There's no hesitation this time, no quiet certainty. Maybe it's because we're both connected to him in some way. You nod slowly. The unbreakable chain between you, the constant pull forcing you back to him. But now Do is here. Like in the visible sense. So what? Are you saying we cancel each other out or something? Do lets out a small chuckle, shaking his head. Not exactly, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe our connection to him balances things out like two forces pulling in different directions instead of just one. Cardinal North. The confinement of the morgue pulls you in. Your body is still in that cramped compartment, and your spirit feels the effects of its enclosure. Meanwhile, Do's body is... You roll your eyes, exhaling sharply. That's the nerdiest way you could have explained that. Do grins. Journalism major, remember? I have to sound smart sometimes. Do watches you, waiting for your reaction. His explanation makes sense, or at least as much sense as anything does, when you're dead and trying to solve your own murder. He shifts slightly, hands still in his pockets, shoulders slightly hunched like he's bracing for you to dismiss his theory entirely. You huff, shaking your head, but you don't argue, because, as ridiculous as it sounds, it makes sense. You're both connected to Ethan. You both have some kind of unfinished story tied to him. Maybe we're soulmates? And that makes sense. I would say maybe we're soulmates, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll see what my decision is next time, because I do have to go. It's already been like an hour-ish. This is so interesting. I hope this opens up next time. I am so intrigued by this story. Okay, so this is not Ethan. This is, well, as far as we know, it's not Ethan. This is Do, which means that, who is this? Is this me? Or is this the third thing that might be haunting him? I guess we shall find out eventually. Anyway, I am done for tonight. Thank you for watching, and sweet dreams.